can you talk about some of like whatever depression or like lows that you've been at? Like how did
and
that
survived, obviously, because he's here.
You know what I mean? Just like, like just what are those feelings?
Well, I'll say like when Theo and I reconnected, like we reconnected for like a couple months, and then I went through a super major breakup and was so broken and needing to come through it. And that was like when we were fucking really like coming to know each other as adults. And then 6 months later, he went through a really massive breakup. So like him and I kind of like rode this like broken depression identity of like, we were boyfriends and we're kind of building this future with a partner, and now it's over. And where's my fucking career? And who the fuck am I?
He could have phrased that differently.
Yeah.
Right?
They had been each boyfriends to a girlfriend. That's what he meant.
No, I meant what I
said. but yeah, you found each other in this.
Yeah, like
you found love in a hopeless place.
Hey!
Yeah, what I'm saying is like Dale and I like went through a deep individual depression, but like next to each other, it was pretty beautiful and profound.
It was beautiful. It was profound. I think normalizing the conversation about mental health is a tricky thing, right? Because it's an intimate experience. It's an experience that I think we spend our entire lives navigating, right?
Thanks.
So I'm up right now. My life's beautiful right now.
Yeah.
But of course, there's going to be things that are challenging. Something that I think about, like even if everything went perfect, right? And you had everything that you wanted, at some point, somebody that you love might get sick or hurt or pass. And then that's going to be a difficult thing to deal with. And then on the other spectrum, right, you might be going through something that's like really, really dark and really difficult and not knowing how to navigate that or not having a support group to talk about that kind of thing. But then that will push you into a specific place where something really incredible comes out of it. And going through a difficult time kind of in parallel with Devon, we're often saying that our orbits were just like kind of, and then we just synced up and went on some really cool experiences together, moving in together and creating our own little production space where we were doing live streams and making music. And
y'all were hitting it hard.
Yeah.
We were, man. During the pandemic, like we were live streaming, creating a whole brand, merch, music, like everything.
And traveling together to Mexico for your talks or the SEAL tour that you're doing, producing.
Where he almost got murdered by a jealous boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
I want to hear your rendition of that story.
Do we have time? Yeah, we'll get to that at some point.
Later.
That was funny. And so even though, I guess the thing now looking back, and it's definitely not what I would have said back then, is that it's really, really, really important to recognize that we're not in a vacuum, that we need other people in order to move through this life in some shape or form. And some of us aren't lucky enough to choose who those people are going to be that surround us because of the situation that they're in. And in a way, Devon and I feel like are a chosen family because of the close relationships that our moms had, but also the fact that we've had so many shared experiences that we have with you. Like I look at you guys like I'm going to see my cousins. You know what I mean?
Totally,
it's like a family.
Right. Yeah, when you were, I was like,
yeah.
I actually went.
Yeah, you wanted to do it again?
Good Lord.
Whoever has to sit here next.
It's me.
Yummy.
COVID protocol.
Yummy. Yeah. I think it's good, at least as an artist, to have a place to express yourself, but also to collaborate with people. And maybe if you look at life as, this is going to sound dumb, but if you look at life as art, you want to collaborate in making that art with other people, because what you're doing is you're creating a shared experience that you're going to then share with other people. So it's nice to have collaborators in that regard. And nothing that we do or achieve in this life is really done alone.
Right?
Nope.
Right.
You've always seemed like a self-contained person to me. So that's great to hear you say that.
Also, like the value of other people is seeing what part of yourself comes out and comes up for that person, or how you fill in, because that can be really different. Different people have brought up totally different things in my life. And as somebody who was incredibly solitary before that and really wouldn't take any advice on my craft, my personal life, anything, when I started to be around those people who actually made me feel good, like I just realized I was capable of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you like changed my life coming into it. I mean, my God, it was beautiful. Just
Yeah.
like what I found with Theo, like, was like, oh, I'm able to like really be myself. Like what came up for me was like my truth and authenticity that was actually coming up at the time because of the struggles I was in. But then there was this like brother here next to me, like going like, yeah, dude, and that's okay. Like, yeah, you're allowed to feel that. You're allowed to think that. Like, just in like acceptance of who and what I was. And it was like really nice, man. Really nice.
That is exactly what I experienced from Alyssa. She, like, I needed love from a woman, and I never knew like what that meant or what that would look like. That got really tied up in my sexual identity. But I remember a guy telling me that. He's like, you just need love from a woman. Like, you don't, and that's what I found in Alyssa was like this unconditional attention and love and care and ability to put like boundaries on me. Or, I mean, I needed something different than you needed. But
yeah, but
so incredible, those healers in your life. I would not, and that makes me so sad because I'm just like, every homeless person I feel like didn't have a person like Alyssa or Theo or, and I can see myself so being in one of those positions.
Wow.
Had I not,
Yeah.
It makes me think about we went on these. We were attempting a 30-mile walk, 50-mile walk.
50. We were trying to
With-
get to 50.
with Daniel.
Scott Plimpton and Daniel came
Yeah.
on.
Daniel
one.
came
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did a
30,
like
I thought you said.
13 with
I think we
Daniel. I
got
think we
like
did a
13.
13-mile walk with Daniel.
Daniel carried the
Oh, dude.
Daniel was
yeah.
speed walking ahead of us, bro.
I've
With
been
what,
on
50
the
Long
walks.
legs.
50
Bro.
pounds on his
But
back?
he was an
Yeah.
idiot for bringing that willfully. Like,
Absurd.
why? I mean, we love
Suffering.
Suffering. He was our teacher on
Yeah, so
Ned's.
a little
Yeah,
backstory.
give
So
some
our
context.
teacher from Ned's, who we've talked about in the pod, incredible human being, Scott Plimpton, we love you.
I remember
he's
him
a
to this
Superman.
day,
Yeah.
experiences
So-
that changed my life and advice that he gave me.
He's a true
One of the best.
educator and just a lovely human. And as he was my tutor on Ned's and then after Ned's, and then as I became an adult, him and I became friends. Like, that's my friend. And so for his 50th birthday a couple years ago, he had this mission of walking 50 miles for his 50th birthday.
Yeah.
And he asked if like I wanted to be involved. I was living with Theo. I was like, oh, we're probably into that. And in my dumbass head, I was like, it's just a walk.
How hard?
I was
could
like,
it be?
yeah, we're going to be tired, but it's a fucking walk.
Yeah.
I work
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Bro.
And so
Yeah.
we said, yeah, we're in, Scott. And he's like, all right, it's in 4 months. We're going to have to train for it. And I was like,
We
And
didn't train
I've
at
been
all.
training every day.
I walk every day.
Yes, definitely.
I'm walking right now. And he called us like a couple weeks into us saying yes. And he was like, all right, guys, I just did a gut check. I just did half of the walk, 25 miles, tried to hit it in 10 hours because he had like a time limit too. And he was like, you guys are going to need to go on that. Like, go see if you really want to do this. Because he was like, it fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So him and I went out on a 25-mile walk.
Stop it.
Like day one, cold.
Cold.
And my Lord, does it hurt.
But we did it.
But we did it.
My legs quiver after a 3-mile walk.
I bet they do.
I
Yeah,
can't.
tricks.
Looking at photos of me.
Wow.
Okay, but so we did 25, and then all summer we were like building up to doing the 50. So we did a 12 with Daniel.
Right.
Right?
Right. Well, and Scott would carry 50 pounds in a
Yeah,
backpack.
Scott, like,
Why?
because
he
it,
just
it-
50, 50,
No,
50.
because it was this culture. Yeah, 50, 50, 50. Also, it was this culture called rucking. If
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
at home, it's called
A
rucking.
rucksack,
It's like
yeah.
a rucksack. It's like, no, you carry the weight. You carry the weight for the people who can't carry it. It's like a self-punishment for growth thing,
Wow.
I
Like
was-
flagellation.
Kind of. Yeah, I was down for the walk part, but I was like, I'm not fucking carrying shit on my. But it's
Right?
It's enough, man.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
the 25. It hurt.
Do you know what it makes me think of? Those people on the Oregon Trail.
Oh.
They all died of
Sucked.
dysentery.
Oh,
We've all played that game.
yeah, that's
Right?
tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But yeah,
Wow.
so we did that for a summer,
In beautiful Malibu, coming down. Like,
Gorgeous.
well, you guys did it a little bit of everywhere, right?
Always the beach though.
It was always
Yeah.
on the
beautiful
coast.
views in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Did you have blisters?
Oh,
Yes.
murdered.
Dude, when
Of
I
course.
went out, like, cause I have done like on the track, 5 miles of a jog.
Yeah, cute.
Even this, like, walking for just so consistently. I mean, it was blisters for sure, man. It's
Wow.
crazy. It's crazy.
I feel like you're one of those people who had those like shoes that are just like the toes.
Mm-hmm.
I know you had them too. You probably got them for
I
a
wore
deal on
boots.
Amazon.
They won't work.
They what?
Yeah. I wear boots.
You wore the boots you have on now.
I work out with boots.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip of Ned's Declassified podcast survival guide. For the full episode, head on over to the Ned's Pod YouTube channel. And we have a bunch of bonus content on Patreon. If you want that, you can find the links in the description. We love you. Thanks for tuning in.